Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Communities Live here on Sheffield Live 93.2 FM. And we have a very special guest here today. We have John Fishell. Good afternoon.
Greetings, sir.
For our listeners who is listening to this right now, give us a bit of background. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. We're listening to Carolina, California, right?
That's right.
I mean, it's an interesting background to me anyway. I wrote the song a while ago as a demonstration for a class I was teaching at a university. Um, for I think the guitar and vocal tracks on there, you were hearing, I don't know, 25 students in the room along with me. Actually, you hopefully don't hear them along. I think they were being very quiet, but they were in there with me as I was tracking that.
I've got to ask, as a singer-songwriter, how difficult is it to write a song? Does it come together quite quickly, or is it quite a long process?
It's not rocket surgery. You know what I mean? It's
Sure.
it's hard for me. Uh, you know, it again, it's something I love doing.
Yeah.
So even though it is difficult for me to do, it's also really gratifying and really fun, and it's something I'm grateful to be able to do, honestly. And I mean, I don't think difficult and hard is the right word.
Mm.
It's just, and labor of love isn't even great. I do love it. It's they do call it playing guitar. So it is, it's fun. I can think of a lot worse things to do.
And John, I've got to ask, as a musician yourself, who are your main influences? Also, if there was anybody that you could work with in the near future, who would it be and why?
Oh man. Well, influencers are easy for me. They're very easy to hear my music. So I mean, a lot of English bands and artists. You have the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Queens,
Oh, classics.
AC/DC, like all that is just right into my bloodstream directly with an IV. After that, it starts to get a little more eclectic. You get Cheap Trick and the Who, of course, and sort of goes on from there. I can talk for hours about the things that the people I listen to. If I had to work with someone, hmm, I think I would want to work with someone like Reinhold Mack, who was a producer for Queen, certainly, and Billy Squier, if you remember Billy Squier. You got those great drum sounds, certainly him. And there's a sort of a artist. Well, he is an artist and he's also a producer in the US. His name is Butch Walker. He's one of my heroes. He sort of made his mark producing sort of the pop women. He's worked with Avril Lavigne and Pink and Katy Perry and stuff. He's a great artist in his own right. I think we'd get along great, and I hope that the one in a million chance that he sees this or hears this, and maybe he calls me.
You never know, John. You never know these days. So, you've made some songs like Carolina, California, and Daisy Chain. So, tell us a bit about them. What's the story between those two?
Not related at all. Daisy Chains is the new one, of course, and I thought it would be fun to just write a tongue-in-cheek sort of sexy song and have some imagery of dominatrixes in there, and that's certainly there. The character Daisy Chains in my mind is a dominatrix, and then also have the message of be cool with who you are and love who you are. So that's really what that is. And then the Carolina California song is kind of a bummer in a way. It's about people growing apart and wanting different things, but
Mm.
it's wrapped up in sort of the happy music. So that kind of makes me smile a little bit that you have something, opposites wrapped up in the same thing.
And I've watched the video, the music video for daisy chains, and I've got to ask you. I mean, it's quite risky in a way, but I've got to say, I mean, how long did the actual music video take to film? Was it a full day, or was it quite a lot? Was it quite longer than that?
I have to tell you, my mom was really upset with that finish. She's like, John, take it off right now. Um, no, I mean, we were doing a show near where I live in right outside of Washington, D.C. And so some of that video is from that show. And then after we set up and I rented a hotel room across the street, and that's where we were shooting Daisy's scenes. And it was a really long, tough day, I gotta tell you. But I think it turned out nicely. It did not turn out the way I intended. It
Mm.
kind of turned into a sexy 80s music video vibe pretty much. And that's what we got. And I was okay with that. I really was.
And you're also coming on tour as well. So will you eventually be in Sheffield?
Yeah, pretty quick. I think next week we'll be in Sheffield. We're playing at a place called Dorothy Pax. And I believe that's how you pronounce it. And I'm really looking forward to that one. There are some other artists on that bill, particularly bluesman Mike Francis is on there. Really looking forward to hear him do his thing. So yeah, that's been in the works a long time, and I'm glad it's finally coming.
And I mean, for anybody that's listening to this right now, for anyone that wants to break into this kind of industry, I mean, how difficult is it? And also, what advice would you give to our listeners?
Well, first of all, if you're young and wanting to be in music, it's really two things. First of all, don't expect to make any money because you probably won't. You're probably going to live in your mom's basement, you know, and that you just have to be okay with that. And the other thing is, man, don't listen to people like me. I'm older. I don't have anything to add. If you're young and know how to navigate social media and know what you're doing or have a good strong idea of what you're about, do your own thing and make your own mark and drive your own way through the wall. We're all beating up against the wall. It's up to you, youngsters, to push on through and show us what to do.
And I mean, for anybody that wants to get a copy of your singles, how can people get a copy? Is it digital? And also, will there be any physical copies that people can get as well if people can't access to like digital platforms?
Well, I would, a lot of people have asked me, will I please make some vinyl for them? And honestly, last couple of years, that is all anyone has asked me for, if they ask at all. And it's a bit pricey for me right now. Just to have a minimum run of vinyl. I'm going to do it. Haven't done it. So right now, the only way is to, go to the Spotify, Apple Music, and the normal streaming things and stream it down, or run out to YouTube and check out the videos. I really hope people enjoy those too.
And you mentioned YouTube, but for anybody that wants to follow you, do you have like social media like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter?
I get all the socials. I get all the Instabooks and Facegrams. I got all that stuff. I don't really do Twitter. I just sort of drew the line after Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I just said to myself, man, three is way more than I want to deal with. I do have a Twitter account, but I don't post anything. But so yeah, and certainly my website as well, johnfishell.com. That's the thing I update the most. I mean, if you
And,
want to like a window into my life, then go find me on Facebook. I'm always posting stuff on there. Oh, and we are bringing a documentary crew with us. So they're going to be churning out some things as soon as they arrive.
John, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for the time. My final question for you, though, is because I would like to give you the last word. Is what would you like to say to our listeners who is currently listening right now?
Oh my God. First of all, thank you for even getting this far in this program. It's listeners that make the world go around. You know, I mean, we got nothing if we have no listeners. I'm sure every other independent artist that a listener is listening to is very appreciative for you. I am as well. Keep the faith, keep us rolling. Absolutely listen to Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo. Of course, they're awesome. But also give us independent guys a shot too in your ears, and we will appreciate you for the rest of your and our lives.
And you know what? I've just remembered one more question. Actually, I've
Oh, great.
got. So I mean, tell us a bit. Last you're coming to Sheffield. So what date? Tell us the date, and also the release of the single. Is the single released already, or is it still? Is there a date for the single?
Daisy Chains is out. The video is out, and you just have to search for me on whatever streaming or YouTube if you want to see the video. Just John Fishell, Fishell. And so Dorothy Pax, I'm making sure I get the exact right date right now. It's March 21st, and it's a free show, so no excuses. You know, just come out and drink your face off, because that makes the bar happy and makes them, able to get us back some other time too. So yeah, the 21st of March, Dorothy Pax in Sheffield.
I cannot wait, John. Thank you very much for your time.
Hey, thank you so much. You've been really great. Good job.